Kevin McCarthy won his speakership after the most contested election since the early 1800s. How did that impact public opinion? Let's take a look. The beginning of the new Congress was delayed because the House of Representatives could not agree on who should be Speaker of the House. How serious of a problem was this delay? 65% of voters say at least somewhat serious, but only 1/3 say very serious. 32% say not serious, but only 16% say not at all serious. How big of a problem is this? Well, a majority do say serious, but a relatively small majority considering the recent issues we've been polling on. Keep in mind, issues like inflation, gas prices, and violent crime are in the high 80s to low 90s with voters. But here's age. 76% of 18 to 39-year-olds say serious, the most by far, but the 65 and older crowd is more likely to say very serious. This is a pretty good representative view of how ages generally poll. The younger voters don't really have an experienced frame of reference. Older voters are more polarized and politicized, and middle-aged voters, quite frankly, have other stuff to worry about. But here's party. Democrats are by far the most likely to say it's a serious problem, 81% in fact, and 44% say very serious. The Republicans and independents poll really close here. So after removing the Democrat histrionics, among all other voters, the numbers are about 55% who say serious and only 26% who say very serious. Now, let's look at Biden approval. Remember how I said that Biden approval was becoming much more split than even party and ideology numbers? Here, 89% of those who strongly approve of Biden say it's a serious problem, but only 39% of those who strongly disapprove of Biden agree. What I thought was most interesting here is how much closer those who somewhat approve and somewhat disapprove poll to the strong approvers. Just a hunch, but I think the mainstream media is to blame here. Choosing a Speaker of the House was delayed because some Republican members refused to vote for Republican caucus leader Kevin McCarthy. Who was more to blame for this? All voters are exactly split at 39 to 39%, and 22% are not sure. Is this polarization or ambivalence? I don't know, but let's look at party. Democrats blame the Freedom Caucus more than McCarthy, but only by 4 points, and 26% are not sure. Isn't that interesting, considering how many of them think it's a serious problem? We probably should have put an all Republicans response there. 1 point more Republicans blame McCarthy than the dissenters, but Republicans are basically split, with 17% saying not sure. Keep in mind from last week's poll that only 48% of Republican voters wanted McCarthy as Speaker in the first place, but a lower 29% didn't. So more Republicans blame McCarthy for the delay than did oppose him. But I think independents are the most interesting here. Independents, by the biggest margin, blame McCarthy, but only by about 4 points. I really wonder why this is. It could be because news of what Matt Gaetz and crowd were pushing for made it to them. But here's a neat takeaway. Of the voters who thought this was not at all a serious delay, 60% blame McCarthy and 24% blame the 20 Republicans. Of those who said it was a very serious problem, more also blame McCarthy, but only 4 points more. But the voters who blamed the dissenting Republicans most, and by almost the biggest margin of all the other demographics, were people who didn't have a strong opinion about the delay in the first place. I really think political attentiveness and news consumption is a large and hidden aspect here. Public opinion is not united on this, especially among Republicans. And something the 20 Republicans should learn is that they missed a bigger opportunity to take advantage of public opinion here. Because at the end of the day, even if they won big with concessions, voters are still scratching their heads. Do you like hearing accurate, transparent, and independent public opinion news? If so, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. It's free and it helps our videos be seen by more people. And we have a great Twitter feed, complete with all of our stories, topics you won't see covered elsewhere, like first-hand official accounts of election fraud, and even the occasional irreverent meme. So give us a follow, and thanks for watching.